Here's another example of multiplying. And for this question, we're going to try two different approaches. One without cross-reducing, which I'll show you at the top, and one with cross-reducing, which we'll go over here at the bottom. So remember, multiply your top with top. 3 times 2 is 6. 8 times 6, that gives us 48. Always check if you can reduce, and obviously you can. Now they're both even, so you could divide both by 2. But always check if there's a bigger number, a bigger factor that I can divide both of these by. So I think we can do better than 2. One way to check is to use your multiplication chart. The key is to see if you can find 6 and 48 lined up in the same column. So let's go look for it in the chart. I'm looking for 6 and 48. Okay, I see 6 here, no 48. Gotta keep on searching. There's 6 and there's 48. Does it come out again? Always check if it can come out anywhere else. Nope, that's it. All right, so here's what we're going to be using, this column. And we're going to be using 6 to divide both the top and the bottom. This already gives us the answer using the chart, because if you go straight across, your answer should be 1/8 using 6 by dividing. So let's apply that. 6 divided by 6 gives me 1. And of course, 40 divided by 6 gives me 8. And right there is your answer from the chart. 1/8 in simplest form. Let's try to get the same answer, but this time we're going to do a different strategy. We're going to be using cross-reducing. The key to cross-reducing is see if you can see if there's a certain number I can divide my numerator and my denominator across. We call that diagonally. All right, this is horizontal, this is vertical, and this is horizontal. What I mean is, if there's a number, if there's a number that you can divide 2 and 8 by, and think of the biggest one. Another approach is see if the smaller one can fit into the bigger one. If the smaller one does fit into the bigger one, that means you can use the smaller one to divide both numbers by. And 2 fits into 8, so I'm going to divide both of these by 2. So if you divide 2 divided by 2, that gives me 1. 8 divided by 2 gives me 4. Let me write down what I just did. I just divided 2 divided by 2 to give me 1. And I divided 8 divided by 2 to give me 4. You have to make sure you divide by the same number, which was 2. All right, let's try this with the other 2 sets that are diagonal. Let's use the same approach. See if the small one can fit into the big one. Does 3 fit into 6? Yes, it does. So what you're going to do now is use the smaller one, 3, to divide both numbers by 3. 3 divided by 3 gives me 1. 6 divided by 3 gives me 2. Let me show the work on the side, what I just did. I divided 3 by 3 to give me 1. I divided 6 by 3 to give me 2. Why did I do this? To make my work easier for me. Now my numbers are much smaller, making multiplying much easier. And look how easy it becomes now. 1 times 1 gives me 1. I multiply 1 and 1 to give me 1. I'm going to multiply 4 times 2 to give me 8. And right there, I have my answer. Same answer, 2 different strategies.